Urvina Shah, and I'm joined today with the co-founders of UKAN, Anjali Gudhka and Urvina Shah. And together they bring a blend of different experiences and backgrounds from the NHS and corporate banking. They share a large bank of knowledge on coaching and mentoring by helping women create meaningful careers that can help them later on in their lives. So, hi, Anjali and Urvina. How are you today?
Hey,
Hey, very good,
really
Panna.
good, Panna. Nice to meet you again.
Good to be
Yes,
here.
wonderful. So, Anjali, let's start with you. I know you've had lots of successes and achievements and wins within not just your personal career, but also through UCAN, which is the organization you both have started together. So, tell me a bit more about you.
So, by background, I'm an accountant. That's as exciting as it gets. But in terms of what I do, there's a lot more. So, I've had my corporate career, as you mentioned. So that was all within the financial services from when I started working. And that's given me an immense amount of experience in navigating the career ladder and then working through it. And the same skill sets have then helped me to kind of bring together in our programs that we run at UCAN. So UCAN is mainly career coaching. So we are career transformation coaches. So we work on giving clarity on what career path to go down if someone is confused about it, but also motivation and confidence and working on some realistic expectations that someone can achieve when they're not sure what the right decision is for them. So from my perspective, it's all correlated, and then with the coaching hat on, I then have kind of my passion, which is badminton. You know, we've spoken about that before. So with the badminton, it all works quite nicely because it's all about the mindset, it's all about the confidence, and so it links in really, really well. And one of the things I do is coaching, where again, it's all about giving particularly girls and teenagers a platform for them to build their confidence through badminton.
So there's a
So
nice
that's,
thread going through your career and you
yeah,
can and your coaching as well.
yeah, yeah,
Lovely,
that's right.
lovely. And
Yeah.
I hear you have many trophies and um, tell us a bit more about that.
Um, I have to say, I used to. My parents have donated most of them now, so I probably don't. I have a fraction of them physically with me. But when I was playing, so I used to play in Kenya because that's where I was born and brought up, and I was playing in all kinds of tournaments, nationals, internationals, and so trophies were a big part back then. And I was fortunate enough to participate in enough tournaments to get a lot of trophies, really.
Oh, that's fantastic news. But let's go back to UCAN a bit. I know, is it just for women or can you help men who are in similar situations or need career coaching as well?
Yeah, so I'm sure Urvina will jump in here. But we are our experience and the way we have structured the program, it can help anyone. It's not specifically designed for women. What makes us better equipped for women is our own lived experiences, which we can then relate to and also help someone who's a bit feeling limited or they can't really they don't really resonate with anyone else, then that's where our experience, and particularly with women, we find that that's where the challenges are. We can help with that. But we have had male clients, and I'm sure Urvina can elaborate on that.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah, and
great.
a lot of it, funnily enough, over the certainly the last 3, 4 years, we've had a lot of South Asian people coming to us, women, because maybe that's because we're visible out there on social media. That's what we seem to be attracting, which is totally fine. Which is, and also one of the reasons for that is the cultural element of it. And we can both, because we're both Indian, we can bring in that cultural element and help them through those boundaries and,
Yeah.
the lack of confidence or, the questioning or whatever that might be. So yeah, and through in terms of the men though, that has come through both routes, either through South Asian or through the a lot through the NHS. So I've coached quite a few men in the NHS, partly because I also belong to a coaching network within a region in the NHS, and they may maybe find my profile more interesting. I don't know what it is. There are hundreds of coaches on there, but I seem to have managed to coach some of those high end, high top end NHS managers.
Sure. I suppose the NHS is one of the biggest employers of the UK, so it makes sense that you're coaching people from that kind of industry really to help them move on to either the next job or into a different career line if that's what they want. So that's
Completely.
great. So in terms of, I know you're both based here in the UK. What about if someone wanted coaching globally, someone in the US or Canada, France, Germany? How would that work? And is that something you would do?
Yeah, absolutely. So our programs are all designed to be more about you. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world because it's all about, so our main program is called the Inside Job because that's all about inside you. And it's all about working to get you clarity of mindset, get you to work out what you want to do. So in terms of where you're based in the world, it works fine. These are all online programs. We do deliver them live and one to one. So you know it is pretty much like this, and so therefore you can do it from your home,
And
wherever you are.
someone who's stuck in their career or wants to change jobs or career plans, why would they come to UCAN?
I can take that. And then I'm sure Urvina will jump in. So, um, particularly when it comes to careers, there's one thing that we do at UCAN that we know is very, very unique, and that is we have our own system. This is tried, this is tested with ourselves first and foremost, and then also with our clients. And the system is designed to take away the overwhelm from you. It's a step by step guide. We handhold, we walk you through at your pace. So anything that comes up, we deal with it there and then. And that's one of the most unique things right now. There's a lot of coaching out there that will do it in a group session, that might give it to you uh, in a like a very standardized way. Ours is not. Ours is personalized. It's bespoke. There is a structure. There's flexibility in the structure, but it is guided for you and specialized for you. So that's the first reason. The second reason is you get the best
Best of
of
both
both
of
of
us.
us. So exactly, and that's quite rare as well in
Yeah.
any coaching session. So where Urvina's expertise is needed, for example, or where my expertise, because of our backgrounds, our different backgrounds, we bring that in as well. So therefore, you're always getting the best out of us, irrespective of what program you're on. And I think that is also quite unique about us in respect of how we're delivering our coaching.
Can you tell us some of your success stories at UCAN?
We have a few, quite a few. So we had Preeti, she was an accountant,
Okay.
but really we had gone to the point where she was so miserable and wanted to change careers completely. But really overwhelmed about what do I do? How do I do it? Where do I start? And when she came to me, her confidence was really, really low. So she's one of our big success stories she transitioned into becoming a health coach. This was now three,
No,
3 years, four?
yeah, just after COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, four, or just after COVID. And
Great.
she's a very successful health coach now. So
Fantastic.
for me, certainly, she was certainly one of my biggest, and she's doing phenomenally well.
I kind of like the fact that you put that person at the center of everything else, and it's kind of really focused on that one person. And I see that when you, even when you talk to people, I think you really do come across as someone who looks at the person and focuses on them. And I think what you guys have created together is phenomenal. So well
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you.
I know, Urvina, we haven't kind of introduced you properly yet because you have a phenomenal career in the NHS. You've worked at Mount Vernon Hospital before and the Royal Marsden. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I was a therapeutic, what's called a therapeutic radiographer. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's literally the those radiographers who treat cancer. You'll get the diagnostic radiographers who will do your MRIs, your X-rays. No, that was not me. I'm a therapeutic radiographer, and I always have to correct everyone. We say you're a radiographer. No, I'm a therapeutic
Fair enough.
radiographer because there is a distinction. So I did that for 27 years. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And within that, I did an awful lot of mentoring and coaching, uh, appraisals, development, students and staff. So when we set up UCAN, all my skills really lent themselves to creating this business as well, because I've done it for so long. Probably the last 15 years of my career was as what I was called was a clinical learning facilitator. So
Right.
within that role, there was mentoring, coaching students and staff, and training them and developing them. So yeah, I picked up a lot of skills. I did a lot of qualifications for that within the clinical setting of teaching radiotherapy.
Wow. And so I suppose in that sense, UCAN was the next step for you. And how did you
Yeah.
two meet?
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah, it is. It is. So as you, should
Yeah,
I,
go
so
for
we,
it.
I established a disability group in our community
Sure.
back in 2009
10.
and 10, sorry, beg your pardon. Look, gosh, it's been so long.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, and probably about a year later, Anjali joined our group, and instantly we knew we could work really well together. She has a super logical mind, big thinker, can join all the dots from top to bottom, and almost she became, because I was running it at the time, I was leading it, and she became my almost my right hand person. And so we figured from then actually that we worked really, really well together. So when we came to forming UCAN, we knew we could already work very well together, because we always have this joke about how we call ourselves, she's the logic and I'm the heart. And so in a business, that worked really,
Yeah.
really well.
Well, your online presence, both of you have great chemistry. I know when we've spoken before in the past, you both just kind of bounce ideas off each other and that positive energy, and it's great to see it anyhow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite good to have two people as
Yeah.
well, because you obviously there are so many difficult days as well. So it's great to have somebody else who is in your corner, supports you, lifts you up. So it's brilliant all around.
So, Anjali, could you tell us maybe a few of your success stories in enabling network?
Yeah, so let me talk about enabling network a little bit in terms for anyone who doesn't know what it is. So Urvina mentioned that she set up this disability group in Oshawa. One of the reasons that the group was set up was because and obviously looking at the times in 2010, there wasn't enough for what we are considering a minority group. Uh, they were not comfortable to attend our community events, even though community events may have been open to all, but there wasn't enough confidence that they could just attend and feel comfortable and not judged. There were a few barriers. And so enabling network, a lot of how it got formed was through the careers fair that was organized by Oshwell in 2010, where Urvina was part of that workshop. I'm talking for Urvina now.
There's this little story behind that, because I had decided I'll do a stall there of radiotherapy, because at that point there was a real shortage of therapeutic radiographers, and I thought this is a great idea. So I went there on one of the volunteers meetings, and they had this wonderful idea of all these different elements that will come together for this fair. There were parents groups tables, there was the volunteer groups, there was catering tables, and then there was this one little disability group table, but nobody sat on it. Everyone, including me, didn't sit on it, right? And then they kind of noticed nobody sitting on there and suggested, you know what, even if you know somebody in your work environment, educational wise. And I thought, well, actually, I do. And still at that point, I'd not considered, because I have a daughter with learning difficulties, and still not considered, okay, I'm doing it for her. So I sat on that table. There was only 5 people who sat, and the other tables were full, brim. They had to add more chairs. We were only 5. And funnily, our facilitator, maybe it was destiny, but our facilitator disappeared.
Oh,
Yeah. And so naturally for me, I'm a facilitator. I have been at work. And so I took over and we started talking about it. And then as soon as this meeting ended, everyone disappeared. And so I thought at that point, I had 2 questions that came in my mind. One was, how does my daughter fit into this community? And the second was, well, if I don't do it, then who? And if it doesn't happen now, then when?
that's right.
And
Yeah.
that's why I started gathering people, like minded people who would be interested in forming this. That's how it's all started.
And so, just to answer your original question, Pana, so when Enabling Network got formed, initially it was pretty much talking about raising awareness for those with different types of disabilities. So here we're talking about whether it's a physical disability, whether it's a learning disability, whether they're neurodivergent, and it was purely based on raising awareness until 2013 when we were able to establish our club, which is still running today. So it's called Enabling Sports and Social Club. And as the name suggests, we were offering sports activities for the kids or anyone affected, and also a social environment. Because what we found was that there was a lot of information amongst the parents and carers, but there was no forum in order to share that information to help someone who is still going through that journey with their child. Obviously, every journey is different. And so, in terms of the successes for Enabling Network, that's one of the biggest successes, is that it was the first club of its kind in the community where we had all anyone who had a disability who could come to the club. Doesn't matter where they lived, any area. It was central, and we offered just a space where there was no judgment. They could form friendships and pretty much form a community within a community. So that was the kind of one of the biggest achievements of Enabling Network. I think the secondary or almost a unforeseen side effect of that was that when we started, we had these kids who were like 5-year old, 6-year old, and because we're running through it now, they're now 18, 19, and so we've
Yeah, 20
actually
plus.
watched them
Yeah.
grow through the club, watched how their confidence has improved, and how much they can accomplish.
It's quite a few of them have even got jobs now.
Jobs, yeah.
Oh,
So wonderful to see.
They've
Um,
been to college.
yeah, yeah.
So it's just phenomenal just to watch how they have all grown up to be amazing, amazing humans. And it just hits you that, they have a limitation, but it doesn't limit them. And it's so inspirational to just see that.
I think it's lovely to hear these stories, and I suppose for you, you've worked so hard with your clients and the enabling network, and to see these people grow.
Absolutely. I certainly for Urvina and when we have a client and then we're looking at what they've achieved and where they've got to, and they've actually got to where they, when they come to us, they say, I want to be able to do this, but I'm not sure about it. And when they can actually do it, I think that's the best
Yeah.
best feeling for us, and we actually celebrate that. Because it's all about them, and if they can do what they want, then that's just amazing for us as well. It gives us such a boost
Oh,
of joy,
But
really.
you have to remember as well that, we're here only to facilitate it, right? We're here to draw what's already in them. So ultimately, without doing the work themselves,
Yeah,
it's hard to get there. So these women who've succeeded, have put in a lot of work
yeah,
themselves.
on
yeah,
a
and therefore
fine.
it's rewarding.
That's great to hear. On a final note, I know you both have busy lives and you want to get back to your evenings, and I don't want to take too much time. But what advice would you give to young women who are starting out in their careers?
Wow. Right. I feel careers are changing dramatically. 5 years down the line, that career might not still be around. So women who want to go into a certain kind of career, one, yes, go into it, but don't become specialized, and continuously update your skills. Network. It's such a big, people dismiss that or forget about that quite often, and find the right support always from the beginning, because those people are the ones that will lift you up through the career ladder and give you, and when you network, you find other people who'll do the same. So certainly for women starting out, do not forget those other pieces other than just learning what you need to do on the job.
Fantastic. And Anjali, did you have anything to add to that, or do you?
Yeah, I was just going to add to it to say, don't be afraid to make mistakes because none of us have the answers. So once you've embarked on a certain path, and if it doesn't feel right, listen to your instincts. It's never too late. The worst thing that someone can do is stick it out and kind of go, I hope things are going to get better. And they're just making themselves miserable in the process. And that takes away everything from you. So even when you're starting out, give it a go. But if it's not working, cut your losses. There's always something else waiting for you.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.